work with permission set profiles. For this, we have another speaker, Purushottam, who is a global community speaker. Over to you, Purushottam. Talk the show. I will mute myself.
Okay, thank you, Amit. Thank you for the great introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome back on episode 8. So today we are going to learn about how we are going to manage the access of your data in a Salesforce. So I'm Purushottam. I'm a global community speaker. Even I'm health Pune community developer with the content strategy. So I'm a co-leader for the Pune Salesforce developer community. You can find me on my Twitter handle, that is Bhaigade Puru, and also on the LinkedIn, that is Purushottam Bhaigade. So anytime you can find me over there. If you have any questions, reach out to me anytime. Okay, so let's start with our session. So agenda for the today's session is, so we are going to see what are the permissions, what are the profiles. Okay, we are going to see what are the object level security, what is the field level security. Then we will move towards roles, then the user management, and definitely we'll have the question answer session. Some housekeeping rules you already know. Please mute your mic so that everybody can listen to the session, and don't worry about your question. No question is silly. You can ask any question anytime. Amit is there. Both Amit are there. They are help you to answer those questions in chat, and of course we are going to address those questions at the end of the session in a Q&A session, right? Okay, so let's move to the first topic, that is what is the profile. So basically the profile is a user permission to perform a different functionalities, right? So if I give an example, in your life example, you can see in when you go to the college, we have the different type of profiles, right? We have teacher is one profile who having another set of permissions. We have the student who is having the another set of permission. They're doing a different set of functionalities, right? So profile is basically a collection of the setting and the permission. Each profile defines what type of access or functionality is going to perform. Our system administrator profile is the highest level profile on a Salesforce side, who is having the widest access to all the data, right? Addition to that, the system administrator also has the special permission that is called as a view all data and modify all data, that we are going to see what those are exactly in later side. So, and also you cannot edit the object permission with the standard profile. So Salesforce gives some standard profile when you create the Salesforce login. Also you can create the custom profile as well, but for the standard profile you cannot edit any permission. Okay, so let's move to the next slide and see what are the permission set. So basically permission set is also a collection of the settings and the permission that gives the user access to various tools and functionality. The permission set extends the user functionality without changing their profile. So here is a key difference between the permission set and the profile. Profile and permission are doing the same thing, but the permission set is extending the permission for the functionality, right? So user can have one profile, but he can have the multiple permissions set. So you will be using a permission set for two general purpose. The first is to grant access to a custom object or application, or to grant the permission, a temporary or long term, to a specific field. A permission set can only add a permission. You cannot revoke permission, right? Whether in a profile, you can revoke the permission from a particular object or field, but in a permission set, you can only add the permissions. Okay. And if you wanted to take out the permission, yes, you need to do it from the profile. So what we can do, let's go to the first demo and we'll see create the profile and a permission set, right? So let me switch to my Salesforce org. Okay, here we go. So as you are, we are logged into the Salesforce. First of all, we need to go to the setup, right, on the setting. Once you reach the setup, on a home tab, you can see all the available option for your configuration. To create the profile, first of all, go to profile, right? Okay, it will take some time. Great. So you can see all the available profiles from your organization. Uh, you can see the actions, you can see the name. So name basically tells about what is this profile, and the user license tells about what Salesforce license you have assigned to that particular profile, right? Then there is a custom field. So the custom field tells us whether this profile is a custom or a standard. If the checkbox is a false, that means it's a standard profile. When the checkbox is a check, that means it's a custom profile. So let's go and check the standard profile first. So let's go to the standard user. Okay, so you can see when you go to the profile, you can see the two sections. One is the app and another the system. So app tells you all the permissions regarding your app, your object, your fields, your classes, your pages, right? Where if you go to the system, it gives you the system permission, like the login hours, login IP ranges, where you can set login IP, which helps you to log in through only particular that IP. So that kind of system permission you can set to this section, right? If you go to the object setting, okay, yeah, here you can see all the available objects from your organization, and next to that you can see what all object permissions are available there for that object, right? It gives you the total number of fields. It gives you the tab setting as well, and it gives you the default assign page layout. If you go to the any object, let's say account, here you can see the couple of things. One is the tab setting, that is a default one. So it defines whether tab is visible for the user with this profile. Okay. Then there is account record type and page layout assignment. So basically based on our record type, we can assign the different page layout, right? So this setting we can handle from this section. Then the section comes is for the object permission. So right, so here we have the certain permission: read, create, edit, delete, and basis on that we can see what are the permissions we are given for this profile. And then section comes is about the field permissions, which tells you what permission you are having for this particular field. So read access or edit access, right? And if I go to the edit, so here you can see I cannot edit any standard permission for the object layer from the profile side. I can only edit the field layer permission, whether I have to give the read access or edit access. So let's move ahead and create a custom profile. So again, we'll go to the profiles. So many times in organization, we need to create a different profile based on the job profile of the users. For example, if you have the sales profile, who is doing the sales job, where we're having the marketing profile, who is typically looking towards the marketing section of the organization. So basis on that, we create the different profiles and assign the different permission for these users. So if I go ahead and create a new profile, so if I go to profiles, I can click on a new, right? So here you can see all the available profiles, right? Basically, to create a new profile, you must clone it from any existing profile, right? So you can select the appropriate profile. So let's say in our case, if you go to select the standard user profile, okay, and you're supposed to give the name for the profile. So let's say uh, sales standard user. Okay, click on a save, and the profile has been created, right? And now you're supposed to go ahead and set up your object and permissions and assign this profile to a particular user, right? To assign this profile to a particular user, you can click on assign users. You can see the list of users with this profile. If there is no user is assigned, sorry, let me go back to we'll see how we are going to assign the user in the next demo. So meanwhile, so here we have seen that how we can create the profile, how we can clone the profile from any standard profile, and we can customize it. So let's move to the next demo that is about the permission set. So as I rightly mentioned, permission set are used to extend a permission of the user, right? So just take an example. We are having the sales team, right? The sales team, the sales user can create a lead and he can work on the lead, but to delete the particular lead or to assign the particular lead to someone is typically done by the sales manager, right? So but the profile is the same, that is a sales profile. So what we can do, we can assign the sales profile to all the users, okay, who are typically from the sales domain, but we can assign the permission set to a sales manager to extend standard permissions, right? In sales profile, what we can do, we can simply remove the edit permission of the particular object, and we can have that permission extended in our permission set. So what we can do, we already have created a custom profile, right? So we'll go ahead and create a permission set for the user. So for the permission set, again in a quick box, in a setup, go to the setup, in a home tab, in a quick find box, enter the permission set right here under the user. It's a permission set. So you can see the standard permission provided by this platform over here, and along with that, if any new permission set you have created, if there is no custom permission set and you wanted to create a new one, simply click on a new, right? Very first thing, you need to give the permission label for the permission. Let's say so in this demo, what we are going to do, we are going to give a update invoice permission in a permission set, but we are going to revoke that permission from the custom profile which we have created, right? So right, so very important thing, which license this particular permission set is going to use, right? Similar to the profile. So what we are going to do, we are going to select the license as Salesforce, right? Yeah, here we go. So we have selected the license as the Salesforce. Click on save, and the permission set has been created here, right? And now, so we'll go to the object setting. Again, it will show all the objects which are available there, and we'll go to the invoice object. So let me find the invoice object right here, invoice. Perfect. And click on edit. So let me give the tab visibility as visible, and only extend the permission for the edit, right? Because I'm just extending the permission. Let me give permission to all the fields over here. Okay. So you can see, guys, here a couple of things are already non-editable, right? Because these are the formula fields. So you cannot change the permission for the formula fields. Formula fields are only read only. Okay. And there are some system fields, those are also read only. So you cannot change the permission for those fields. Okay. Click on save. Yeah, so our permission set is ready. So let's go back to profile. So let's go back to the user first. So users. So for this demo, I already created one user. Okay. So here we can see we have assigned a profile called as a custom standard profile. Let's go to that profile and see what permissions we have. Again, go to the object setting, right? And again, we need to go to invoice. From here also you can find the particular object. Okay, object setting. It will directly open you the page which you need to edit. Go to the edit, right? So here you can see I only have the read and create permission for this profile, right? And there is no edit permission, which we are going to assign from a custom permission set. All right, click on the save. So very first thing I would like to show you, I'll log in by that user. I'll just log in by user. Right. So here we are in the user tab. Right. You can see the new button is available there, right? I can create the new invoice, but let's see if we can edit the existing one. Right here, you're not able to see the edit button here because you don't have the permission, edit permission for the invoice object. So now let's go ahead and give edit permission through permission set to this particular user, right? So again, I'll log into the system admin. Okay. So go to permission set. So basically there are two ways you can add the permission. So first of all, you can go to the permission set, right, over here, and there is a button you can see, manage assignment. Click on manage assignments. So you can see if there is a user who is having this permission set. If there is no user, you can click on assignment, add assignments. Okay, and this is a user we are going to use. Click on this user. You can select the single user, you can select the multiple user as well. Click on assign, click on done, and you are done with the permissions. So now the additional permissions has been given to this user so that he can go ahead and perform edit operation. Let's see if the user has the edit permission or not. Click on the login so that you can log into the particular user. By the way, guys, I'm able to log into this user because I have the option enable. For the system admin who can help, which helps me to log into the any user. You can see you're logged as a Purushottam by Gray. So let's go to the invoices tab. Right, so new button is still there. Yep, so we are able to create a new. Let's see if you are able to edit right here. Right, so now you can see you can edit the existing invoice. Right, if I go to the open, change the value to 10 and click on save. Yep, here we go, and it's allowed me to edit the existing invoice. This is a way how you can extend the permission of the particular profile by assigning a particular permission set. So one user can have the multiple permission set, right? Okay, so let's go back to our slide and switch to the next topic, that is object level security. So object level security, so object permission specifies what is the access to the user for that particular for the records of that particular object, whether user is able to create a record or read a record or edit record, right? So if you see the table, so there is a small table which helps you to understand what these permission are and whether they are overriding or sharing. So sharing setting, that is a topic which we are going to cover in tomorrow's session. So just to give you the brief about it, what the sharing setting. The sharing setting allows you to share a record with a particular group or roles. Okay, so we have the permission as a read. It means the user can only view the records, and it respect the sharing. It does not override the sharing. We have the create permission, which tells the user can read and create the records. We have the edit permission, which tells user can read and update records. And we have the delete permission, which tells user can read, edit, and delete records. All these permissions are available in the sharing setting. Viewer user can view all the records associated with this object regardless the sharing setting, right? So if the sharing setting is activated and uh, as per the sharing setting, you are not supposed to view that record, but on a profile level you have the view all permission, then you can able to see that record as well. Same for the modify all. If you have the modify all permission specified on your profile, that means that user can read, edit, delete, transfer, and approve all the records associated with that object regardless the sharing setting. So this is purely from object level security. If you go down to the next level, so after the object, it comes to the field level security. If you see the field level security, so field level security tells us the user access to view and edit a specific field, right? As I rightly mentioned, the roll-up summary and the formula fields are only available read-only format, and you cannot edit those, right? Um, if you're using any field in a formula and that particular field is the user don't have the access to the particular field, but still you're able to see the value for that formula field. The field setting can be applied either by modifying the profiles or from the permission set. So let's go and see how we can change the field level security. In first demo we have seen that we are able to assign the permission on object level. Now let's go ahead and see how we can provide the permission from the field level security. So again, I'll switch back to my Salesforce app. Let me log out from this so that I can log into the admin. So first of all, let me go back to the profile. We are going to use the same custom standard user profile. Let me, I can search invoice over here directly. Click on invoice, click on edit, and let me remove the permission, edit permission for the status field, right? So now this profile, now the status field is is a read only for this particular user. So let's go back to the profile for the users. Okay, log into the user. Go to the invoices, select the existing record. Okay, so we have read only permission, right? If you go to edit, you can still able to edit this. Why? Because there is a permission set assigned with this profile, right? So we haven't changed that permission set. So again, let's log out. So go back to the permission set. invoices, right? Click on edit, go down to the field level, remove the edit access, click on save. Great. Go back to the users, log in with that user. Go back to the invoices, select existing record and see. So there is no edit option for this status field. If you click on edit, you can see the status is as status in read only format, right? So this is how we can control the field level security for a profile. Okay, so let's move ahead and see the next option available here, that is the role and hierarchy. So role hierarchy works together with the sharing setting to determine the level of access the user have to use Salesforce data. So for example, in our hierarchy, we have the CEO, uh, there is a CTO, then there is a tech lead, or there is a manager, then there is a tech lead, right? So tech lead reports to the manager, manager reports to CTO, CTO reports to CEO. So this kind of hierarchy, right? So CEO can view all the records, right? All the records of the users who are below them, because CEO is in top in hierarchy, where manager can view all the records who are below them, that is all the tech leads record. So what we can do, we can see the next option as well. So sorry, before moving to the next option, uh, each role in hierarchy just represent a level of data access that the user or a group of the users needs, right? In organization by defaults created list, if the grant access login hierarchy option is disabled from the custom object, then only the record owner and the user granted access by the org by defaults receive the access for that object defaults. Okay. Then we'll see the next topic. Then we'll move to a demo how we can create the role hierarchy. Then there is another key point, that user management, right? So you can create the user, right? You can assign the profile. So user basically is an entity who is logged into your Salesforce and perform a particular functionality based on the accessibility he has. The user is the employee of your company, such as the sales rep, manager, IT specialist, right? Every user in a Salesforce has a user account. The user account setting determines what feature and the records the user can access, right? So we assign the profiles to the user and the permission set to the user. Basis on that, it determines what functionality or the feature that user is going to perform. Salesforce provides a flexibility and layer sharing model that makes it easy to assign a different data set to different users. So without wasting time, let's go back to our Salesforce and see how we can create a role hierarchy and the user management. So let me switch back to my Salesforce. Let me log out from this user and log into the system admin. Sorry. So under setup, under administration and the user, you can see the user management setting, right? So user management, here you can see the several options available. So user self deactivate. So whether you allow the user to deactivate their own accounts or not. The best practice is we can keep this option disabled so that the system admin can only have the access to disable the user. If you want to, if user don't want to keep their personal data with the Salesforce, then he can select this option. then there are certain options you can see. So these particular options help you to get a control over on the user from your Salesforce org. If you go to the users, you can see all the users available here. By clicking on a new, you can add the new users, right? So you can fill in some important data like the first name, last name, email address, username, right? Then the most important part, what role you wanted to assign, what license you wanted to assign to this particular user, let's say the Salesforce license. Then we can assign the profile. This users belongs to the custom standard user profile or standard profile or the system admin, what exactly this user is going to do. Then you have the all the available roles, whether it's CFO, CO, is from the customer support. Basis on that, you can assign the role to the particular user, right? Then there are offline user. Offline user basically it allows to you whenever you use a Salesforce One app. In that app, it allows you to access the data in offline mode, right? Uh, So there are the certain permissions. There are 10 tons of permission available here. Basis on that, you can create the user. Again, you can have the mailing address, which is the address for your user. Um, and then there is the locale setting, which determines what time zone this user is going to do, is going to use. Sorry. So basically, uh, if you select IST time, then this user, all the user is going to see the records in IST time zone, right? The locale is basically the language, right? Which language is going to, which locale the user belongs to. You have the several options available here. Based on the user, you can select this. Then there is a language. So Salesforce by default support these many languages. So you can automatically your org is translated into this language when the user login through his profile. Also, you can have the approval setting. You can have the manager setting here. So basis on that, you can run the approval processes, and the manager is get the approve, and he can approve what are the record you have sent for the approval, right? Whenever you create a new user, you will receive the email to verify the user. By clicking on that, you can verify the user, you can set the password, and you can start using the user. So this is from the user standpoint. So I'll just go ahead and create one user for you. Okay. Okay. Right. I can select the username. I can select the license as Salesforce. I can choose the profile, whether it's a standard user or the custom standard user. Let's say this is a custom standard user. Can select this option if required. I can put the mobile number of the user, which you can use for the one-time password. So whenever you're trying to log into system, you can set up a one-time password, and the basis of that, you will get the OTP on your mobile number, and once you enter the correct OTP, you're logged into the system. I can select the locale. Let's say it's right. If I wanted to select the manager, Pixar is the manager. And click on save, and it will create the user for you. Right? You'll receive the email on your email address. So this is how we go ahead and create the user. We assign different permissions, we assign different permission sets, and we control the accessibility of the user. So let me go back system. So this is all about what we learn: how to create a profile, how to create a permission set, how to assign a permission set to a particular user, how to extend your permissions to the permission set, then how to create the user, right? Then how to manage the user, what are the different options available over there. uh, yeah, so pretty much, as you know, we are working on one mini project so throughout the sessions, right? So piece of that mini project related to the today's session we are having here, and now we are going to execute that mini project over here. So the problem statement for the mini project is to create a custom profiles for the system admin, finance, and the sales. So basically, the system admin profile that we need to clone from the standard system admin. Then there is a finance profile which we need to create from the sales standard sales user, and there is a sales profile. So basically, we need to create the three profiles. So let's go back to our Salesforce and create these profiles. Okay, go to the profiles, click on new. So very first profile is the system system admin. So let's say system admin, right? From which profile you wanted to clone? Of course, system administrator. Click on save. So in a big organization, we have the different system admins, right? So there is a top level system administrator who delegate his responsibility to a couple of system admins, right? So basis on that, we can create a custom system admin profile and we edit the permission for that user, right? So we are done with the system admin profile, correct? Now let's go back to system and see it's a finance profile. Okay, so let's go back to the profile. Right now we are not assigning any user to a profile, we are just creating the profile, and once the profile has been created, we'll go ahead and assign this profile to a particular users. Click on a new, name of the profile, finance, and we'll go and select standard user. Okay, and you can see the automatic license is assigned with the Salesforce license. Click on save. So now we have created the finance profile. Let's go ahead and see what is the third profile. It's a sales profile. Okay, go back to profile, click on a new, sales. Okay, name of the profile is a sales. I am going to clone it from the standard user. Click on save. Done. So we have created all the three profiles mentioned in the problem statement. Now let's assign this profile to the appropriate users. Okay, just in interest of time, I already created a few users, okay, which we are going to use to assign this profile. So there is Apexa admin user. Okay, sorry, let me go back and edit. So I am going to assign a custom system admin profile to this user, right? So simply I can go to the user, under the profile tab, I can select the system admin and click on save. The new profile has been assigned to this user, right? Similarly, we have the sales user right here. We are going to assign the sales profile was for the sales user. Same for under the profile, go to the sales, select the sales, click on a save, and you're done with assigning the new profile to this sales user. Again, I'm going to edit another user and I'm going to assign the finance profile for this user. Right, here we go. and save. So our profiles and the users are ready, and let's move to the next program statement, that is create a permission set with elevated permission for a finance manager should be able to close the invoice. Great. So what we have to do, only finance manager should able to close these invoices. Okay, not a sales user. So very first the very important thing we need to do, so basically when we say we are closing a invoice, that means we are having the status field which we are going to use, which determine whether the invoice is a closed, paid or open, right? So what we are going to do for the sales user profile, to the object setting, select the invoice. Okay, click on edit. Let me give the read option, read and create. But for the status, there is no permission, right? So now the user with the sales profile, he is able to create the invoice. He is able to read the invoice, but he's not able to edit the status of the invoice. Click on save. Okay, let's go ahead and check if the we have assigned the correct permit for this user. This is a sales user. Let me log into the sales user. Login to the invoice tab. We'll take this invoice. So as we don't have the edit permission, he cannot edit the invoice, right? But we are supposed to give the edit permission for the object level, but on a field level, the user should have only read-only permission. Log out. Sales profile. So object level I have the edit permission, but on the field level I don't have the edit permission. Click on save. Right. So now the user will only able to edit the record, but he is not able to edit the status. So if I wanted to extend this permission, as the permission statement says, I need to extend this permission to the permission set, right? I can go ahead. I can create a new permission set. Say Salesforce. Click on save. So this permission set has been created. So let's do another thing. So let's check the user with this permission set. Here is the user. Okay, Let's select the manager as a finance user. Save this. Let me change the profile. It's a finance user. Yeah. Okay. Let's confirm we have the correct permission for the finance user. Right. So you can see the finance user also don't have all the permission, because in the finance team there are the multiple users. But as per the statement, we want only a finance manager should able to edit the status of this field, right? So from the profile, I just remove the status, okay, and remove the edit permission from here. Click on the save. So now the finance user is not the user with the finance profile is not able to edit an invoice. But if we assign a permission, sorry, to a finance user, then he should able to edit those invoices. So here is our permission set. Click on the permission set, assign the user with the profile the finance. Right. You want to assign. And you're done. So now if we log into this user, and go to the invoices, select the existing invoice, you can see, okay, because on a profile level, let me go back and check the permission set. Okay, so is this profile. Okay, it's taking time. Okay, permission are correct over here. Let's go back to the permission set. Edit permission set, extend permissions. So I say allow edit, right? And I say allow to edit all this course. Let me create option as well. Okay, so now my sales manager can able to edit a particular invoice. So let me go back to the users and log into that user. Here we go to the finance user, finance manager basically. And here we go to the invoices, edit. Here you can see I have the edit option. Right, I can go ahead, loads. So you can see the invoice is updated. So only finance user can able to edit this invoice. So now let's go back to the project statement. It says that to set up a FLS such that the sales should have read-only access to the key fields of the invoices, right? So go back to our system admin profile, log out from the finance user. So go back to the profiles and select the finance profile. Sorry, not the finance, sales profile. Am I correct? Okay, great. Sales profile. Go to the object setting. Select invoice. Okay, click on edit. So now I can give only access to key fields, right? So I, I can have the access to read access to the amount due, amount paid, due on, and let me remove the access from the status and the total amount. Okay, so let's show only those fields onto the page layout. We have the edit access, correct, good. So right now we are removing the access for the status and total amount field. I click on a save. So I go back to the user, the sales user basically. Now we need to log into the sales user and make sure that all the permission which we have assigned, the pay, the page layout showing the exactly the same data. So here we go to the invoices. Right. So you can see the page layout has been updated as per our settings, right? If you go to the edit layout, you can see only required fields are available over there. So uh, this is how we set up the FLS for the sales profile so that he can only have the read access to the key fields, and we can remove the fields from the page layout. So I guess here are some trailer links, guys. You can go ahead and try it out by your own. There is a data security model and there is a user management model for the Salesforce. Uh, okay, there are the additional resource which you can refer: the field level security, the profiles. These are the basically Salesforce documents and the blogs, which are really helpful to understand all the aspects regarding the Salesforce security model. And with this, we are open with the question.
Thanks, Purushottam, for this informative session. This was really a very good session regarding how to manage Salesforce data. So we have got a few questions here. First is, do we get number of standard profiles according to the license that we buy?
Yes, so let me go back to the Salesforce. Amit, can you please repeat your question once again?
Yes, the question is, do we get number of standard profiles according to the license that we buy? So if I simply explain this, it is something like the standard profiles that are available by default in the Salesforce,
Right.
are those vary with the in addition of our Salesforce environments, like
Yes.
developer, it's in enterprise, professional, group.
Yeah. So basis on the number of license, the type of license you purchase, you'll get this profile. Just like here, you can see the Analytics Cloud Integration user, right? So you need to purchase the additional license, user license from the Salesforce. Then only these profiles will be available to use. Also, if you go to the company information, you can get some more interesting information. Okay, you go. You can see. All the available license for your organization, how many license you have purchased, how many license you have used, and the remaining license along with the expiry date. And there are some feature license. So I hope that answers to your question, or do you have anything to add into it?
Yes, yeah, thanks, Purushottam. The next question that we have is how to decide which standard profile we need to use for finance manager, or to go with some other custom profile.
So I will always prefer. I will say that you should clone the standard profile, right? Just like your finance manager doesn't need to have the modify all and the view all access, right? So definitely we don't need to use the system admin access for that profile. But based on the license, he need to have the Salesforce license, and under the Salesforce license, we can have the multiple profiles available. So let me show you all the options available under the Salesforce license. So we go back to the users. Okay. If you go to edit any user, so you can see the license which you are going to assign. Basis on that license, you can select the profile. So when we are going to select the Salesforce license, basically that helps the user to manipulate the data in a Salesforce or by logging into Salesforce. When you use the Salesforce platform license, basically used to that when you're having integration kind of things, then you go for the Salesforce platform license. And when you're having a sales rep or the service rep who wanted to use the feature from the service cloud, then definitely you can go ahead and assign the service cloud profile to that particular user. So basically, there is no a standard set that we can say which profile you are supposed to use, but it's differ from org to org basis on the org policy. So that's why it's always recommended to clone the standard profile which is available there, standard user, and then you can customize as per your organization policies, and you can assign it to the appropriate user.
Awesome, Purushottam. Next question that we have is that is based on requirement. If the status field is not having edit access for the user, a
Mhm.
user cannot even select the status as pending. So, but we are restricting like user to not editing the status. We only need to restrict to close.
Mhm. Okay.
So I will take this. So basically here we were
Just.
saying that the invoice status by default will be open. So whenever a user is creating the invoice, that
Mhm.
status will automatically be held as an open, and
Mhm.
then the finance manager for that user can edit either as a pending status or as a closed status.
Right, right. So this is a great question, but right now I don't have answer for this. But definitely, I'm going to put the answer on our Twitter handle so that I will get back on this question on Twitter.
Sure, Purushottam. I'll ping you this question.
Sure, sure.
So yeah. And the next question that we have is what is main difference between Salesforce and Salesforce platform users?
Yeah. So basically, a Salesforce user is a user who logged into Salesforce and use a standard sales cycle, and he worked with the Salesforce objects and the UI. Basically, it's for Salesforce platform license basically used to when you have the integration user who so basically when we have the system with whom we wanted to integrate your Salesforce instance, we always create a separate user who is having only permission related to the integration, and he perform all the uh, operations to the integration, and that we don't use for the login into the Salesforce. So basically that profile or that profile we can assign as a Salesforce platform, which helps you to segregate your Salesforce users and the platform users.
So basically, Salesforce platform users are mainly used for the integration, integrating the
Yes,
Salesforce with third-party
yeah.
system.
Because most of the time the integration always works in asynchronous mode, and you need a set of permission, and that's why we use a different profile and make sure that the integration will run smoothly.
Awesome. Next question that we have is how to decide which license to use or advise to customer which license to go with.
This is a very tricky question, I say. Basically, again, this is again come with the what type of business you're dealing with. Um, so and the number of user you are having. So let's say you are having the internal user and your users are working on the sales. Definitely you can go with the Salesforce license and assign those license to per user. But if you have the community and you wanted to give access to your community members, right? In that case you need to go with community license, which is lesser in price, but you get bigger in volume. So you can have the 5,000, 10,000, or millions of community license. We can assign those license to the user who are the community user. So basis on the nature of the business, we can purchase what type of license we need to buy. So if you have the marketing user in place, then definitely you need to go with the marketing user license. So this is based on the feature. So what feature of the Salesforce we are going to use? Basis on that, we can segregate, okay, which license I need to use.
Yes, thanks, Pushottam. I will add few things here.
Mhm.
So basically, to shed some light on community users. So community users can be of two types. Either your customers. So if you wanted to give access to few objects to your customers, like cases, your customer can view the status of your cases or can log their cases related to the problem that they are facing. Or if you wanted to export some data to your partners whom with you are doing a business, so in that case you can go with the community licenses. And the other license, that as per Satyam said, that completely depends on your business requirement. So the last question that we have is about the last slide of the resources, because they don't have any link. So
Yeah, so basically the links are already there with the text I have put. So once this is available, they will get these links in PPT.
yeah, thanks Purushottam. Thank you guys for being an awesome audience. So Purushottam, before we close this call, can we show the audience from where they can register for the our coming session?
Yes. So to register for the every session of the AppXR, what you need to go to the AppXR website, right? There is a section you can see the Salesforce AppXR for student. Click on that. Scroll down your page. You can see all the available sessions. Select the session which you are going to attend. That is who see what. That is tomorrow's session. Click on that. Okay, and then you can see the link over here. Register here for the episode 9. Right. Click on this, and you just have to fill your form. Make sure while filling the form, choose the appropriate date. The 14 is the date for this session, right? You can see here. Select the date, put your information, and just click on the register. Done. And you will receive the email with the link to attend this session.
Thank you, Purushottam. Thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure that you do register for the coming session so that you don't miss any session because all sessions are connected with each other.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this wonderful audience. And we have our social links over here. If you miss any session, we already have listed those on the YouTube channel, that is Apex, Salesforce Apex R. You can go to the YouTube and you can search for the Salesforce Apex R and you will see all the available sessions over there. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Looking forward to meet you tomorrow again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.